Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm Rantoinette. How you doing? Hope everything's going well. Got a lot of stories to get into today, and before I do, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. We've got the Trump DC takeover. We've got Fox News and Republicans scared for their life that live in DC. We've got Ghislaine Maxwell getting pretty much the same deal that Jeffrey Epstein did. We've got Donald Trump's new pick for the Bureau of Labor Statistics is batshit crazy. There's plenty to get into there. And so very, very much more. I don't know how I'm going to do all these stories, but God damn it, I'm going to try. Anyway, like I said, please like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so the invasion of DC is full on and underway, and Donald Trump is out there. He's at the Kennedy Center here. Nope, that's not the one, but this one is the one. He's at the Kennedy Center, and he is doing everything he can to make excuses for justifying extending it. You see, you only are supposed to have like 48 hours, and then you need congressional approval to get 30 days and then extensions after that. I cannot believe that we're still talking about military boots on American soil. I know that the Republicans out there will probably say something to the effect, well, it's just the National Guard. Honey, you're calling up the military, okay? They might be weekend warriors, but you're still calling up the military. And let's not forget that in LA, you did call in the Marines, and they were not happy about it. In fact, I think I just heard a story earlier today about some Marines being asked about whether or not they were going to be going to DC, and they're like, hell no, we are refusing to do that. You know, or else they're going to start shitting in people's bathroom sinks or something. I don't know what it was, but anyway, let's hear what Donald Trump's got to say, and, you know, his excuses at the Kennedy Center.
Mr. President, your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts to extend it. Are you talking to Congress about extending it, or do you believe 30 days is sufficient?
Well, if it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress, but we expect to.
That's a lie. No, you cannot do it. You need Congress's approval for that. Donald Trump may want it to be so, but that is an absolute bald-faced fucking lie.
Be to Congress, before Congress, very quickly. And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think the Republicans.
Well, I don't think that the Democrats are really involved in this. This is D.C. This is a city. This is, and by the way, city does not have like state backing. This is just one particular place, the District of Columbia. And Donald Trump has wanted to take this place over for a while now. Of course, he has been talking about invading other cities with the military, which does not bode well for America. But just because he wants it to be so does not make it so. And by the way, Congress is on recess right now, so I don't know what kind of laws are in play right now while they're out of town. But I pretty much guarantee that when they come back to town, if Donald Trump wants them to vote to give him an extension up to the 30 days, then they will do so. But anyway, I'm sorry to keep interrupting.
We'll do it almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in.
Ask Joe Biden.
And it's going to pertain initially to D.C. It's almost, we're going to use it as a very positive example. And we're going to be asking for extensions on that.
I like that positive example, meaning that this is going to be the primer we base all of our city invasions on.
Term extensions, because you can't have 30 days. 30 days that's by the time you do it. We're going to have this in good shape. And don't forget, in the border,
God, he looks
everyone
tired.
said it would take years and you'd have to go back to Congress. I never went to Congress for anything. I just said, close the border.
I'm a king.
And they closed the border. And that was the end of it. I didn't go back to Congress. We're going to do this very quickly. But we're going to want extensions. I don't want to call national emergency. If I have to, I will. But I think the Republicans in Congress will approve this pretty much unanimously.
Yeah, that part is true. The Republicans are weak sauce little bitches. So yeah, I have no doubt. This is CBS This Morning talking about the invasion.
Now, where this morning National Guard troops are on the streets to help carry out the president's unprecedented and boundary-pushing plan to take over policing in the nation's capital. Scott McFarland asked some D.C. residents how they're feeling about all that.
I'm pretty sure that they're not really happy about that. And I'm pretty sure that the mayor is not really happy about that. And Republicans are saying, oh, well, she's not pushing back. Well, she's a fucking mayor. He is the president of the United States. There's a little bit of a power difference there.
One day after President Trump announced his plan, National Guard troops were deployed to D.C. streets Tuesday night, joining nearly 900 federal agents and officers that have taken posts around Washington, alongside local police who are now under the authority of the Trump administration. In D.C.'s Anacostia neighborhood, Ron Moten says crime has long plagued his community, but he and others are skeptical this is a good idea.
They're tired of violence.
I mean, I went over the last time that I did a story on this a couple days ago, that crime has been going down precipitously. It had a spike around COVID and just after COVID, and then starting in 2023, it started working its way back down, and it has been going down ever since, despite whatever Donald Trump says. I'm actually surprised that Donald Trump hasn't taken credit for the crime dropping, even though it did start in 2024. I wouldn't put that past Donald Trump to, claim responsibility. Crime is going down because of me. That's why it's doing it, folks. Crime was scared. It was out in the street, and now it's hiding in the shadows because I'm president of the United States.
I get it. But my only caution is one thing can lead to the next thing. You can take over our police department today, and we wake up and you take over our city.
They may not give it back.
They may not give it back.
Top Department of Justice officials, including the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, met with D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser yesterday, while the White House defended the 30-day takeover.
We are removing as many criminals from the streets, and we are cleaning up D.C. as best as we can, and working with the Metropolitan Police Department to do that.
Keep in mind that all of this started because Big Balls, the, barely pubescent Doge worker, got his ass handed to him because he was beat up by two 15-year-olds, and one of them was a girl. But that was the reason that Donald Trump's like, oh, we got to get it off the street, folks. We got to get him off the street. By the way, this is just a little side note here, but this dude right here, this guy, Joseph Patrick White, the suspected CDC shooter, accused of firing 500 rounds and killing a DeKalb County police officer. That's in Georgia. No talk about sending any troops there. Don't get me wrong. I don't want Donald Trump to be sending American troops to police anybody on American soil. It's against the Constitution. Fucking posse comitatus, goddammit. But you don't hear anything about that. You don't hear any Republicans talking about that. It's all about the big balls and him getting his ass handed to him by a couple of teenagers. Couple days before, this is Pete Hegseth. He's on with Laura Ingraham, and he kind of lets the cat out of the bag about what Donald Trump's plan for D.C. is.
Him to execute as swiftly as possible.
Will the National Guard be detaining Americans on American soil?
Under Title 32, which is the authorization they'll be using, they have broad latitude, but they're not going to be involved in law enforcement functions. They will be standing right alongside our federal agents like they were in Los Angeles. They're going to be proactive. If you take an action or a shot at them, there will be a consequence. So they're going to be strong.
So if a crime is being committed, in other words, and a National Guardsman sees a crime being committed, then what?
They can come alongside and assist law enforcement.
What if law enforcement isn't on that corner?
I will have their back to ensure they can take the necessary action to protect citizens.
That's code for, hey, if you have to crack some skulls, don't you worry about it. I'm the Department of Defense Secretary, Pete Kegsbreath, and I will have your back. So go ahead and crack some skulls, and I will back you up.
D.C. and to protect themselves. So there's no rogue law enforcement going on from the National Guard.
Honey, this is rogue law enforcement. You are literally sending military troops to American cities to police them because crime. What's wrong with our police department? What's wrong with our FBI? I thought you guys backed the blue. Oh, no. The blue is just not handling it. It's, just so happens to be two major cities with, black mayors. I'm not going to get into the whole, Donald Trump loves a black leader, a nasty woman, is as he calls them. But, that's just a little side point, maybe a little perspective to think about.
There's also the application of common sense. We're not going to have National Guardsmen sitting there like this, seeing a crime committed and not do something about it. You can help.
That's common sense. I mean, the whole idea of sending them to a city to police a city does not sound like very much common sense anyway. This guy talking about common sense with a goddamn crusade tattoo on his chest, Christian white nationalist, drunk off of his ass, wife abusing bullshit. I don't know if this is the guy that I'd be taking common sense advice from.
Somebody interdict, temporarily detain like we did in Los Angeles, and hand over to law enforcement. Those are the types of things the National Guard can be trained to do.
Do you guys have buy-in from any local officials in D.C.?
Question.
I'm not saying you need it, but you can see it would be helpful. Faith-based leaders, community leaders. Bowser, I think, is trying to walk a line there. She's probably the best mayor D.C. has had, which people think, well, how are you saying that? Because she's actually better than, I think.
Because crime has been going down. Crime has been going down. I believe that in 2023, there were like 900 murders in the city. And in 2024, it was down to 400. And it's even less now. So it has been precipitously going down. Whether or not you want to give that to the mayor or the fact that it's been going down across the country, I leave that up to you. But, she's sitting here kind of half-assed defending DC's mayor.
Most mayors for the last 25 years in D.C.
I think she's walking a line of, as we talked about a little bit before the show, she understands the obvious. She understands the citizens of D.C. are sick of this kind of environment. And I think they're waiting for, if given an opportunity to resist the thugs and the gangs and the criminals and the drug dealers, they want the alternative. So I think the vast majority of D.C. folks, they may not want to say it, especially if they're left of center, but under their breath and quietly, they would welcome a peaceful city where their friends and families can come visit and be safe.
The National Guard.
I mean, that's ultimately what this thing is about. They're not doing this for the citizens of D.C. They're doing this for the politicians of D.C. and the wealthy people who want to come see the Cherry Blossom Festival and not have to deal with walking over homeless, because ultimately that's the crux of all of this. Republicans see homelessness and think immediately crime. And that's generally not how this works. And it is actually a very wrong idea. If you really wanted to fix this problem, you would fix this problem, fix the homeless problem by providing houses or providing permanent homes for these homeless people. But instead it's, police them, bulldoze them, round them up, imprison them, or force them into shelters, which, by the way, Republicans, y'all defund shelters. So there's less shelters to put these more homeless people in. But yeah, man, you shove them into homeless shelters. Don't even get me started on the rules and regulations regarding that kind of stuff. If you're, over the age of 12 as a young boy and you're with your mother and your sister, you cannot join them in the homeless shelter. Now you're old enough to have to go to the men's shelter. Oh, goddamn. It's just, they don't care. They don't care about this.
We're going to be picking up these tents. So the homeless tents are all over the city. They're K Street Tunnel. There are some dotting along the area here. There were more before. Some of them have been cleared out. What about those?
We're working with the marshals and alongside them, alongside Park Police, alongside everybody else. Wherever they need the National Guard to assist, we're happy to be there.
Do you know where the homeless people are going to go?
That's not really my lane. Yeah. Our job is to stand.
Oh, isn't that convenient? Do you know where the homeless people are going to go? I don't know. I just assume that they're going to evaporate into the air after we, bulldoze over their little tent encampment that's underneath a bridge. After that, who knows where they go? Maybe they'll go in one of the many new jails that we're building for immigrants. Who knows, man? This is America, land of opportunity.
Alongside law enforcement, we'll do that.
Other really interesting news over the weekend was the news about the cartels in Mexico. The Sinaloa crime cartel and many others
anyway, I showed you this already. I want you to check this out. There's a guy sitting on his porch in D.C. having a smoke. not mess with anybody, minding his own goddamn business. And a group of, I don't know, a half a dozen or more federal officers come and question him. Is it show me your papers time? I don't know. Let's see. Right here it says, black folks sitting this one out, letting them do the protesting this time will not keep us safe. The oppression is coming. I don't know what that's about.
Today? Y'all stay in that trouble? You got your ID on you, chick?
Well, first of all, just right there. He's sitting on his porch. Guy just walks by and he's like, hey, let me see your ID. Show me your papers.
Well, no, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
There's a cigarette.
Oh, yeah, we thought we smelled some weed down the street, so that's a justification of, coming and harassing you. I mean, this is stop and frisk. It's just fucking stop and frisk. Are you brown? I'm going to call ICE. Are you black? Well, you might be a criminal. I'm going to have to question you. Why don't you show me your papers?
Did y'all get a call or something right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
Oh, the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out. This is... What, you didn't watch the preview on the news? You didn't hear anything about that? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to carry out Donald Trump's plans. That's what I'm here for. Not to defend the Constitution. I'm here to, to watch out for the best interest of the dear leader.
Right. You don't follow Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so, yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law, so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies of somebody, there's a shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands available, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life.
It's not, we're just out here informing people fully armed in our fucking military gear. We're just out here informing people. And hey, bud, why don't you go out in there and tell all your gangbanger friends, don't be drinking on the street and smoking the reefer. By the way, police are supposed to use discretion for that kind of thing. If you have an open container, yeah, man, they could probably arrest you for that, or they could just say, hey, dump that out right now and get out of here. They could do that, but no, that's not what they're doing. They're accosting a guy sitting on his own damn porch, explaining to them why they have invaded his city. They don't really give a shit about this city. They're there to defend the temper tantrum of Donald Trump, which, by the way, if you just extrapolate a little from this, all of this is a distraction from the Epstein thing. The bigger the Epstein story that comes out, the bigger the distraction needs to be. So, fuck it. The whims of the dear leader are, let's invade a city, baby. We're going to get them libs to stop talking about that whole Epstein thing. We're going to get them to cut it out right away.
Over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only had eggs.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flash.
By the way, cannabis is legal. I know that you're not illegally allowed to smoke it on the street in D.C., but it is legal. But, look at him. Look at the look on his face. It's like, oh, well, I noticed the scent of marijuana, so I feel justified. And fuck you, man. Fuck you. Goddamn shock troop SS, Gestapo, backwards ass hat dude bro motherfucker. Fuck you.
So I didn't realize it was just a cigarette, so that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy with me. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to Park Police. Right? So do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit.
Because Donald Trump is tired of it. We have all been roped into this silly ass nonsense because Donald Trump is tired of it. He's so tired of it. He's tired of the potholes. He's tired of the dirty city. He wants to clean it up because we gotta be tough on the dirt, baby.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's arrestable.
Because in Maryland, it's recreational use, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so DC, it's recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he...
Damn, God, this is just racial profiling. By the way, I wanted to make sure that I showed you this because the last time I did a story, it was before the invasion was taking place. It was, the last time I did a story on this was on Monday, and it was Donald Trump doing his little White House announcement that he was going to be invading DC with the military. And I could not find this clip about his plans for after DC and the other cities. So I did find it, and here it is.
We have other cities also that are bad. Very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is.
Wait a minute. You just left Los Angeles, or, you know, half the troops have already left Los Angeles. So what? Your invasion didn't fix it? I thought you were going in there to clean up all this shit, man.
We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course...
By the way, the whole New York thing, I doubt he's going to do anything right now because, you know, he's got Eric Adams. Eric is his boy, and he's probably not going to pop anything off. Well, Eric Adams is his place. But the moment that Zoran Mamdani wins the election, oh, yeah, that's when Donald Trump's going to decide to invade New York. Mark my words.
Baltimore and Oakland, we don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. We're going to have a tremendous success in what we're doing. Other cities are hopefully watching this. They're all watching, just like everyone's watching here.
Yeah, we're watching, man. We're watching the fascism creep across the fucking country. That's what we're watching. And he's basically just saying, is a fair warning, hey, big blue cities out there, I'm coming. And I will find a damn good reason for it, and then that's when my invasion will happen in your town. So, fascism coming to a town near you, be prepared. By the way, this just came out today. This is the most ridiculous thing. A man charged with assaulting a federal agent with a sandwich. Was it a tuna fish sandwich? Was it a meatball sandwich? We don't know. Hell, man, I hope it wasn't a Reuben sandwich because Thousand Island dressing really stains the clothes. So, you know, that could be really dangerous. I hope the federal officer's okay. I hope he lived through this. A video showed a man repeatedly calling a group of officers fascist because that's what this is. This is fascism. Military boots on American soil policing American citizens is fascism. It is literally what the Nazis did. The first country that Hitler invaded wasn't Poland. It was Germany. And then he threw a Subway sandwich at him. Man accused of throwing a sandwich at a federal agent who was patrolling Washington this week after calling him and other agents fascist was charged with assaulting a federal officer on Wednesday. On Thursday, Attorney General Pam Bondi said the man had been fired from his job at the Justice Department. So this is like government on government violence, man. Do I think he should have been fired? No. If it had been a Republican doing this kind of thing towards a lefty, they would have never fired him. Should he have probably gotten, reprimanded or suspended? Yeah, sure. But unlike Republicans, I don't want to cancel culture anybody. But that's just me. But, he lost his job over a sandwich. The police said that the man threw a sub-style. Ooh, it must have been a foot long. Those are the dangerous kind. I think he was hoping it was like a boomerang. He'd just throw it and bounce off him and come back to him. That way he could eat it. But it was enough. Their presence pissed him off enough that he decided to throw away his fucking dinner on it. I mean, hell, man, that's got to be the worst insult that you could take. I am hungry right now, but I'm willing to throw my dinner at you because you are fucking around in my city. He threw a sandwich at a Customs and Border Protection officer on Sunday night, the day before President Trump's announcement that his administration was temporarily taking over the Washington police force. So this was actually before. So they were doing the staging and the setting up. So obviously this was in motion before Donald Trump announced it on Monday morning. The video of the interaction went viral, showing a man repeatedly yelling at the agents. Let's see if I can open that up here.
They're what?
You see these fascists right here in our
fascists?
Fuck you! Fuck you, fascists! Shame! Shame!
Shame, shame.
Shame! Shame!
So it was literally a subway sandwich.
You talking real shit?
Shame!
Y'all need to do some background studying about the Federal Bar Association.
He still has a sandwich on it.
Came in.
What vehicle?
The ones they pulled up in. These fascists.
Oh, the fascists tried to the federal buy investigators.
Where did they? What vehicles did they show up?
This guy
in?
looks drunk.
They
man.
showed up in unmarked.
Where are they? Where?
Right, it's the white truck right there. The white car in front of there.
That white Jeep over there.
All the white cars.
All those white cars.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go start some shit, man. He's still got his sandwich on him. He's ready to go. The guy filming this is really enjoying this shit.
They fooling the man.
I think this guy is drunk.
Hey, Daddy, come on, man. Let's go get him, bro. Let's get that nigga.
No.
This is white on white crime.
No, you don't gotta be super bad. No.
Bro.
Come on, keep the camera on him.
It's not working. Fuck them, man.
All right, so this guy is definitely tipsy as fuck, man.
It's not fucking working. Come on, Brian.
Fight fucking sound, man.
Take a fucking way. You busy?
You know, they are showing a lot of patience with this motherfucker here. And that's it. That was it. And then he runs. It's like, dude, it's a little late for that now. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I hope that officer is okay, man.
He cooked him! He cooked him!
Tuna fish is real heavy, man. Oh, my God. Back to this. Let me see here. At some point, the video shows he got close to the officers, warning to back up while berating them after minutes of yelling. Well, we already saw the video, so it was just pretty damn funny. Oh, my God. Anyway, so we got Harry Epstein. Harry Epstein of CNN says I'm very popular. Well, here's Harry Epstein. It's Enton, but that's what Donald Trump calls him, Empton, or Emden. He is, he's got something to say about Donald Trump's actions in D.C.
I'm putting other major cities on notice as he takes over the D.C. police force and mobilizes 800 National Guard troops into the nation's capital. The president saying he wants federal agencies to combat crime that he believes is out of control. Let's bring in CNN chief data analyst
not out of
Harry
control.
Epstein to break these numbers down for us. So Harry, let's start first with, do D.C. residents actually want this?
No, they hate this whole idea. I think there's some idea out there that Trump's somehow a conquering hero, but he's in fact is welcomed in Washington, D.C. as Eagles fans are Commanders games. What are we talking about here? Well, take a look here. D.C. residents on Trump and local issues. He's too involved. Look at this. 71% say he is too involved, and this, of course, was even before Monday's actions, compared to just 11%. Just 11% who say they want him more involved. In fact, a majority of every single demo.
That's just probably every Republican in Congress, that 11% right there. And their wealthy friends that are desperate to come into Washington, D.C. to do the tourism thing, as opposed to the folks that just live there, you know?
Tested by the Washington Post in a poll earlier this year found that they believe that he was, in fact, too involved. D.C. residents hate this whole idea of Trump getting involved in local issues.
But how do they feel about crime? Do they agree with the president that this is something that's out of control?
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that a little bit, right? D.C. residents on the top problem facing D.C., crime, violence, and guns. In 2022, it was 36%. But look at this. It dropped 15 points to 21%.
That's because crime has been dropping over the last few years. That's pretty much when it was at its height, 2022 and 2023. And then it started to go back down due to, COVID and people with lack of money and losing their jobs and all of the shit that's involved in having a global pandemic. And then it started to go back down. And now it's not as important to the people of the city. I mean, I've got a friend that lives in D.C. and she tells me that she goes jogging through D.C. all the time. And now she's having to go around garbage truck blockades and military vehicle blockades just so she can go do her jog. And she says that she jogs at night. When it gets cool in the summertime, she wants to go jogging, so she waits at night. And she's never had a problem. I've also got another friend who goes back and forth into D.C. to work, and he has never been carjacked. I know that if you've been carjacked, then carjacking is probably a big thing for you. But and by the way, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't one of Joe Biden's granddaughters carjacked one time when she was in D.C.? And Joe Biden didn't use the fucking military to invade. He probably got on the police commissioner and was like, hey, or the mayor, can we do something about this? But he didn't get all up on his high horse and say, okay, that's it. You can't be trusted. I'm sending in the military. Jesus Christ, man.
Earlier this year. I should note that about 50% of D.C. residents do believe that crime is either extremely or very important problem, but even that 50% is down from 65% back in 2024. So D.C. residents, like the crime statistics themselves, suggest that crime is becoming less of an issue in our nation's capital. And at this particular point, just 21% of D.C. residents, in fact, believe that the top problem facing Washington, D.C. is crime, violence, and guns. And that might be part of the reason why D.C. residents, in fact, believe that Trump's getting too involved in local issues and won't exactly like this move.
Yeah, well, look, ultimately what this is all about is just Donald Trump is looking for a distraction. He's also looking for a way to spread fascism across the country. He's going to be looking for more and more excuses to invade major Democrat blue cities. That's the whole plan here. And he's going to keep pushing up against the edge of that envelope to see how much he can get away with. And for the time being, with a very, I guess you could say very forgiving Congress and a very willing to play ball Supreme Court, Donald Trump is kind of a king right now. And since Democrats are, not all of them, but leadership is weak and feckless, they don't seem to be. I haven't seen Chuck Schumer. I haven't seen Hakeem Jeffries. I've seen hide nor hair of any of those, and those in leadership actually pushing back against this. So Donald Trump is going to be doing this at least until the 2026 election. There's no getting around that. This guy, he wants to be a king. He wants to turn this into, a fiefdom dictatorship. And until somebody can actually do something to stop him, is probably going to continue on the way it is. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.